Hi, good evening. I wanted to share with you some Google Classroom, a flipped classroom I did in Google Classroom. So I used a video I found online on mitosis, and I included that into one of my posts in Google Classroom. I put it near the top. So I wanted my students to watch this video first, and I included in my post a little disclaimer because some of the vocabulary had been different, so I wanted to inform my students of that vocabulary change. And also in the song they mentioned a vocabulary word we haven't talked about, so I included a link to a website that explained what eukaryote was so that they might get that information easily. And then after they finished the video, I wanted them to complete a quiz, and I made the quiz on Google Forms. So I'm going to show you what that quiz looked like. Didn't take me long. It's only five, it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions, and 5 of them are multiple choice, and then there's one long answer. And so after the students watched the video and they could use the video and their notes to answer these questions, they had to press submit to send form. And in Google Form, whenever you have responses, they organize them into a spreadsheet. So there's nothing you need to do. And in the spreadsheet, you can see the students' names, and then each of these are the questions and then the answers to the questions. So here are my questions and the answers. And so I thought that was a pretty good way for me to get glean an understanding of my students and their misconceptions. But then my professor told me about Flubaroo, which I hadn't heard of, and it's free software that actually marks Google Form answers. And so I watched the video and then I clicked on try it now, and it's free. So when I went to the spreadsheet, now after I uploaded it, when I go into add-ons, Flubaroo is there. Now, my scores, my questions have already been graded, and Flubaroo makes a separate page in the spreadsheet with the grades in them. But I just want to show you how to do it. So you go to add-ons. Now mine is saying regrade assignment because it's already been marked. So I'm going to click on it just so that you can see. So yes, because I'm starting again. Now, for each question, you can choose how you want it to be graded and how many points you want it to be worth. And so you can skip grading, normal grading, or grade by hand. So I did normal grading, and I made all my multiple choice worth 1 answer, but the long answer I wanted to grade, so grade by hand, and I made it worth 2 because there was 2 points I wanted to make sure that students had identified. Before I actually went into Flubaroo, I went back to the Google form and I answered the questions myself. So what Flubaroo will do is it will choose one of the submissions to be the answer key and compare all answers to the answer key. So you can see at the bottom that mine is here. And so once I did that, I chose my answer key, I went to continue, and then it graded my assignment. And as you can see, it does it quite quickly. It gives a few different pieces of information, which I thought was really interesting. It tells you kind of averages here. It also tells you what the student's percentage would be. It also, for each question, tells you what each student, how many, what the points they got for each question. And it identified the question which was the most poorly done. And so that was really important for my teaching. So I'm using this for formative assessment because, oh my goodness, you know what? My students have no idea when replication occurs, which I really didn't think that was true. So then I could go back and teach that. And now I was thinking about using Google Classroom to mark assignments, and I thought, okay, how do you give the students their feedback? Well, with Flubaroo, you can email the students their grades. And it doesn't just email the grades, you can also include an answer key so that they can see where they made their mistakes, which I thought was pretty neat. So if you're using it for, you could probably use forms for formative and for summative assessment. And I think this Flubaroo would really help you cut down your marking time, which is also a bonus. Well, thanks a lot for listening, and I hope it helped.